So we are here with Nick after the game against Biggleswade. How do you think it went?
Another whirlwind like last week. Look, a very good point. Obviously, what ifs, because we had so many good chances. When they went down to 10 men, we took advantage of that and dominated areas. And they grew back into it slightly. So, you know, a good point considering how the game went, and obviously a good point on the table. A very good point on the table. But we've got to be more clinical on those chances. I will say that, and I said that to the boys in the huddle as well. And but yeah, obviously a very, very good result for us.
2 early substitutions in the first half. What was the thinking behind that?
So the first one was tactical because we had to change our formation to deal with theirs. I watched a lot of their games over the last month because they put everything on YouTube, and in the last month they played 3 different formations. So we prepared the boys for the 3 different formations. One was easy, we come up against it all pretty much every week. Another one was obviously what we set up for because they played it against Leighton on Thursday night. But they changed it, and we were dealing with it to a certain extent, but not good enough for me. So I felt that the change was needed, and that meant sacrificing a player, unfortunately, and that was the case because we needed to put that extra centre back in there. And then the second one was an injury, unfortunately, and you know that wasn't too long after the first one. So in hindsight, or not even in hindsight, just a bit of unluckiness, you know, where could have obviously waited a few minutes, but in those few minutes they could easily score because they were getting a lot of joy. And to be honest, after we went, after we changed formation, I'm not going to tell you what it was, but it's probably quite obvious. After we changed formation, I don't really think. Well, they didn't lay a glove on us in open play in the first half, so the boys reacted to it really well. And we had the best chance of the first half. Obviously, they scored from a set piece. But yeah, the boys dug in. The confidence was there. Obviously, the last couple of results really good, and half time was just more of the same. That was what it was about, and we took that into the second half. Got that early goal. Then it got a bit frantic, which I don't like, as you know. And yeah, but the boys did really well today. They all know what's at stake. We can't forget that, right? And the age of our group is so young, and I think the youngest team in the league, but definitely the youngest back line in the league. And when the game becomes frantic, it becomes difficult for those younger players, and they dealt with that really well. And that franticness comes from our position in the league. We know that, but the boys did brilliantly today, really, really well.
I'll say someone who I feel covered a lot of ground there, Tom. Obviously changing sort of position, going from defensive more to attacking. The work rate from all of the boys, you see Kendall come off as well. I think he'd done his groin, or Joe as well. Like, how do you think the boys performed under the pressure as well, with needing points to get onto the board?
Look, we needed points from day one, really. We didn't get enough points early on. We made some silly mistakes, and we put ourselves in this position, and it was a case of needing to get the right performances sorry, to get enough points on the board. It's as simple as that. I thought Tom was outstanding, and we haven't discussed this, but he's my man of the match. You know, Tom just goes with it. He's played every single position for Arlesey now since I started putting him up top. That was the only position he hasn't played, because he played last season in goal. He had to play in goal for us when Ryan got sin-binned earlier in the season. So he's actually played every single position. And to go from that mentality shift of first of all playing right back, then a change in formation and playing a different position, and then going up top when Kendall gets injured, was outstanding. And to be honest, his goal, his free kick last Monday was unreal, and probably if I hadn't have given the comments I gave about Matt, probably Tom would have got man of the match last week. So he definitely deserves man of the match today.
Last of all, I will say we were away today, but the 12th man of Arlesey, how much did their support spur the boys on? Like, unbelievable. That noise coming from that area is so intimidating.
that's the franticness that we want. I don't want it on the pitch. I want it from them, and it was absolutely outstanding. And that 12th man that you say has been something that's been with us a lot this season, and more so recently. Like we always talk about players travelling. They came up to Rugby. They came to to Arlesey, and it's just huge. And the boys hear that, and they react to that on the pitch, and it gives you that extra bit of adrenaline to continue.
Well, thank you for your time, Nick. Going into Tuesday with Leighton, so fingers crossed we can get some more points, and we'll see you there, mate. Thank you ever so much.